Chen is a paleontologist at a university in Utah. One day he discovers a dusty old photo in the library. It's a picture of a complete dinosaur skeleton unearthed in 1920. He's never seen a real skeleton like this before. It's impossible to tell how big the skeleton actually was from the photo. It could have been tiny or gigantic. So Chen just measures the dimensions of the image of the dinosaur. The dinosaur's image is 12 inches wide by 19 inches tall, with a very strangely shaped 2-inch tooth. He writes down the data in a table and hopes to find a real skeleton one day. For many years, Chen looks for a dinosaur skeleton like this one. One day he finds a tooth with the same strange shape. He digs it out of the ground and measures it. The tooth is 11 inches long. He immediately wonders, how big was the real dinosaur? That was no little lizard. In order to calculate how wide and tall the real dinosaur was, Chen can write and solve a proportion. We can create ratios of corresponding measurements and solve for the unknowns. First, let's call the width of the real dinosaur W and the height H. The ratio of image tooth to real tooth is 2 to 11. The ratio of image width to real width is 12 to W. Those ratios are equal. This is what a proportion looks like. There are two ways to think about solving it. Since we would like to eliminate these fractions, we can multiply both sides of the equation by each denominator. When we multiply both sides by 11, the 11's cancel on the left. When we multiply both sides by W, the W's cancel on the right. This leaves us a simple equation to solve, 2W equals 132. Dividing by 2 gives us W equals 66 inches, or 5.5 feet. Wow, that's pretty wide. But let's look at another way to solve the same proportion. 2 over 11 equals 12 over W. Cross-multiplying is a great shortcut that eliminates fractions the same way we did before. 2 times W is 2W. That corresponds to the step where we multiplied by W in eliminating fractions. And 11 times 12 is 132. That corresponds to the step where we multiplied by 11 in eliminating fractions. 2W equals 132 is the same result we got by eliminating fractions. Dividing again gives us W equals 66, which is 5.5 feet, as before. For some complex fractions, multiplying by denominators to eliminate fractions will be easier, but for proportions, cross-multiplying is often the quickest way to go. Alright, so how tall was the real dinosaur? Let's set up and solve another proportion. Let's try the ratio of real tooth to image tooth this time. That's 11 over 2, and that equals H over 19. Do you prefer to eliminate fractions individually or cross-multiply? Let's practice cross-multiplication. 2 times H is 11 times 19. That's 2H equals 209. Dividing by 2 gives us H equals 104.5 inches. That's 8 feet and 8.5 inches. That's a pretty big bird. To solve proportions, either eliminate fractions or cross-multiply. Two great methods for finding out how big your dinosaur is.